See, here we are, Erev Shabbat, and we're all about to be stuck in our homes all Shabbat. I don't want to say stuck because honestly, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be an amazing experience. You know, my kids are all going to be home with me. There's not going to be any friends be able to come over. It's just going to be the core family, nobody else, no one running out after the meal, going anywhere to hang out down the block or to this. I think it's going to really be enjoyable, but that's not what I want to talk about. You know, we're about to be presented with a rare opportunity. Really, a rare opportunity. The opportunity is this. See, when I was growing up, you know, my father was a very hard worker. He worked very hard. He worked long hours. He would come home. He would have to take the train to Manhattan and then back with who knows what on that train. And he'd come on home 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, exhausted, burnt out. I mean, he used to come home. He used to have these 2 briefcases. Each one must have weighed 50 pounds. I'm telling you, he would come home from that train, walk back on the train, he'd be done. And he'd walk into the house and he'd sit down and he'd eat a little supper. And then he'd say, okay, Av, come. And then me and my father would sit down and we'd learn. We'd go through the homework or whatever it is I had to do. We spent however long it was, half hour learning. He learned with each of the boys. And then once it hit later at night, he would sit down and everyone knew his routine. Everyone knew his routine because every moment he had that he wasn't either doing stuff with the family or doing homework or eating or whatever, he had his couch. He had his seat, his recliner, really. And he would go there and he'd sit down, and he had right next to this recliner, he had this table, like a nightstand, right next to this recliner in the living room. And that nightstand would be stacked with Sfarim. It had to be 8, 9, 10 different Sfarim that he was learning at the same time. Stacked with these Sfarim. And it was a given. Everyone always knew, where's Abba? Oh no. He's in his seat. He's learning. He'd come home, he'd take that Sefer, he'd open it up, and he'd learn. And he would learn, and he would learn, and he would learn until, I would say 95% of the time, he fell asleep on that chair. I don't know what time. I know I was off long in bed, but he'd fall asleep on that chair. Friday night, after the meal, we'd sing, we'd have a great time. Zmirot, Divrei Torah, everyone have a great time. Meal ended, my father would go to that chair, pull out a Sefer, start learning, boom, he'd fall asleep at some point in the night on that chair. I cannot impart to you, I cannot tell you how much the vision of him sitting there learning on that chair, orangutan in the learning in that chair, how much it meant to him, and how much seeing the concentration and the seriousness and the joy and the want and the need from him sitting there and just going at it, the impression it made on me, and I know for sure on my siblings as well. Nowadays, more often than not, we don't have that. We don't do it. Most people are doing their daf yomi. They run out to share a night. Now the children and everybody know. The wife knows. The children know. Where's Abba? Where's Daddy? Where's Tati? He ran out to go do his daf yomi. Where's Tati? He went to shul to daven. Where's Tati? Oh, he has his chavrusa. But do they see it? They know it in theory. But when have they seen it? They haven't seen it. And I remember years ago, there was a boy in Yeshiva for Rockaway. Nothing to do with Yeshiva for Rockaway. It's a phenomenal yeshiva, but every yeshiva has their guys that sometimes start slipping. And there was a boy there that was starting to slip. And he was starting to become, going off the derech. And his father went to Rebbe Brown in Farakaway and said, Rav, he says, what do I do? I'm doing everything right, I believe. I have no shalom bayis problems. I have no financial problems. There's no hardships in the house. I don't spoil the kid. We don't go on lavish vacations. We don't go on this. He gets well good with his friends. He has no learning disabilities. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. What can I do to help my son? And he was mamash bitzar. And Rabbi Brown turned to him and he said the following, and I apologize to Rabbi Brown if I misquote. This is the way the story was told to me by the father. Rabbi Brown turned to him and he said, tell me, does your son ever see you learn? Does your son ever see you daven? He goes, of course, I come to share every week. I come and I daven. He goes, no. Does your son see it? Do you learn at home? When he's sitting there running out the door to go play basketball or to go hang with his friends or to go do whatever, does he see you learning? Or is it just an idea in his head? Does he see the joy when you're sitting there by the sefer? Or is it just, oh man, I got to go to Daf Yomi now. What is it? This guy took it to heart. I wish I had called him up for and asked him permission, because his son Hayom is mamish something special. Mamish something special. Because this father took it to heart. And he sat down, and instead of going to shul to learn Daf Yomi, he got himself a chavrusa, and he brought him to the house, and he did it in the house. Just so his son should see. Anytime he did anything special, any learning, any this, it was in his house. Maybe his son would see, maybe he was just in passing, he would run out the door, and he would sit there alone with Chavrusa for an hour, for the 2 seconds, his son was running out the door, but his son saw it. And Hayom, his son, is something special. We have a rare opportunity this Shabbat. How often do our wives see us daven? They know we go to shul, but they don't see our kavanah. They don't see what we put into it. They don't see the bren. How often does our wives and children see us learn? How often? They know we go to shul, but do they see it? We are stuck in our houses this Shabbat. This is such a rare opportunity. It's an opportunity that you can change the future outlook of your children. Your children can see you for who you really are, depending on who you're going to be. When I used to work in my school, so I used to say to the boys before they left to the summer, you're about to find out who you really are. You're about to find out whether you needed the yeshiva to keep you up, or are you alone something special? Because as soon as you get into that vacation mode, as soon as you get into that summertime outlook, are you going to be going to daven? And when you're davening, are you going to daven the same way? Or are you going to just rip through it? You're going to do the basics. Are you going to just do the basics? When you learn, are you going to put in that real Seder? Or are you just going to flip through it quickly because, I got to do my daf. I got to get my daf done. I got to get it done. So let's do it fast, quick. Okay, I'm done. I'm not stuck to the Chabur's pace. I'm able to go fast finally. And at the end of the summer, you always saw, you could always tell which boys were the one that took the message to heart, that when it came to the summertime, they actually made sure to keep their Seder and themselves doing right, or the boys who at the end of the summer went to summer mode. It was tremendous, you read there, tremendous out there. Rabotai, we have such a crazy opportunity to Shabbat. Don't allow that vacation mode to seep into you. You're sitting at home, your children are around, they have no choice but to see you. Your wife for the first time gets to see who her husband is when he davens. Don't just sit there, throw it on in your pajamas and whatever, and slippers and flip-flops, and quickly run through it. Then, I'm done. Quickly, let's make the Suda now. Oh, we're done? Okay, I'm going to take a nap this Shabbos afternoon. Rabotai, it's a crazy opportunity. You can affect your children forever. This is a Shabbat that's going to stay with them forever. When they're speaking to their children and they're telling them about this time, this is what they're going to tell them. I sat there, their Shabbat. I saw my father daven. Wow, I never saw him daven. He had the talus over his head and he was sitting there in the corner in the living room and he didn't want anyone to disturb him, and his Shmon Esrei took him. Wow. And the kavanah and what he put into it. Wow. And then I saw him go learn. I never saw, when does a daughter see a father learn? I finally saw my father learn. And he was sitting there and I saw the joy and I saw the simcha and I saw the bren. That's my father. Wow. That's who my father is. Wow. We have an opportunity. We have a chance. Don't waste it. Show them who you are. And if you're not that guy, show them that anyway, so that they can become something special. Rabotai, have yourself a great Shabbat. I hope everyone enjoys. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Shabbat Shalom.